let's have some fun with some way too early trade talk between Pepio, Grove, Price, Mitch White, Andre Jackson. Again, nothing screams top of the rotation help for a World Series contending team. We've seen the chinks in the armor with Walker Buehler and Julio Urias. And like I've already said, we're never going to get 33 starts out of Clayton Kershaw. So Andrew Friedman, as we know, is at work. He's doing it. He's doing it well. That's what he does. So some options. I know you've talked about it from time to time with on post-game show and through various Dodgers dugouts. Check them out. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/DodgerNationTV. Frankie Montas is a guy that a lot of people really want to see, and we know the A's really want to trade him.
I mean, I need trades like oxygen needs fire, right? I need that stuff in my life. And the fact that the Dodgers are in a position where they might have to go to market at some point this season, it does excite me because I think the big question is, how all in are you on this season? Are you all into the point where you want to? They
have to be.
They have to be because you got some last dance type players with Kershaw, Muncy, Justin Turner, and if you want to win, Trey Turner's the best example. So this window is not that big with this core, right? So I think if you're the Dodgers and you realize that, hey, yes, there's not the Max Scherzer types out there, a guy that you can guarantee is going to be a horse, that's going to be your frontline guy. Yes, that guy doesn't exist as of yet, but Frankie Montas is a very interesting trade piece that you guys have known that I've been all about Filthy Frankie for quite some time now. If you look at that splitter this year, it's been one of the best pitches of Major League Baseball. Opponents are hitting 95 off of him, and he's the guy that gets that chase. He gets that those strikeouts, and he's got that stuff that plays up in the postseason. He's under one more year of team control, and the people I've talked to have told me that, hey, they're going to wait a few months before they deal Frankie Montas, and I think that could actually help the Dodgers because you don't want to make a desperate move right now because they're not in a desperate situation by any means. I mean, they're still have the best ERA in the league, and they're third in opponents' batting average. So this rotation still is fine, but I think you're at the point where you start having those conversations around the league. And I think the fact that there's not that many big names out there and that the A's are in a position where everyone knows that they're going to be sellers, they could be looking for a king's ransom. But we also know the Dodgers, they've got the capital. They have the resources to make a move like that. The only question is, look, they had Frankie Montas at one point. They knew what he was capable of, and who does he supplant in this rotation if Kershaw's healthy? And that's kind of my big question as well, because if Walker, Julio, and Kershaw are right, he's your number 4 starter.
Yeah,
so
that was my big why I set up the whole lead in the way I did. Is like they're not going to find that top of the rotation guy. They're not going to go out and get another Max Scherzer type of dude. What they need is a dude that could be that number 4 guy in the postseason, because time and time again it has proven that they do not trust Tony Gonsolin in a big situation, even though he's very much earning it so far to start the season. With that, he's probably going to shit the bed tonight because we said anything positive about my boy Tony Smokes. You need to just get some dudes that can give you innings throughout a long season, and they have those guys with a DP, with a Pepio, with whatever you're going to get out of Michael Grove. Sure, you already have those type of dudes. Montas can be that guy and be like he's one of the best options. You look at another guy who people have clamored for a lot, Louis Castillo. He's not having a great season, and he's been hurt.
Yeah.
Tyler Mahle, I mean, the whole Reds are absolute doo-doo and a half. Like, they've been bad.
Sorry, Dave Luna says, what about Hunter Green?
He's the flavor of the night right now.
I mean, he's a rookie. Like you're gonna have to pay. He's a former first round pick. I believe he's the number 1 overall pick for the Reds. Like the Dodgers are gonna pay
hometown kid though.
Yeah, hometown kid, but the Dodgers are gonna pay a
Shout
king's
to
ransom.
Sherman Oaks.
Yeah,
that's an expensive price tag.
Yeah, get somebody like him. You're going to need to send Bobby Miller, and Ryan Pepio, and like a Gavin Lux type.
And Dodger Stadium, probably. Some of the World Series trophies.
Couple seats, couple of passes.
That would be an unprecedented
Robert Baker
trade.
says Jose Quintana. I mean, that's the type of filler back-end dude, even though that guy's been traded for a lot in his past. But
I think when you look at it, I think the Dodgers would probably want to go after a name that doesn't have too much team control left, because one, that's going to lessen the prospect capital they're going to have to part ways with, but also it kind of allows them to maintain that flexibility moving forward. Nathan Eovaldi is another name that's very interesting. When you look at his fastball velocity, his ability to miss bats, and when he gets hot, He's a guy that pitches like a number 1 or 2 starter if it's the right time for him. He's a guy that can really catch fire in the postseason. To me, the way I look at it is, yes, Frankie Montas would be a number 3, number 4 if everyone's healthy, but what if there isn't enough tread on the tires for Julio and Walker in the postseason? What if Clayton Kershaw does go down with another injury? After that August 2nd trade deadline, there is no going back, and then you look at it, hey, you can never have enough starting pitching, and the Dodgers, look, it's not like they're going out there and trying to get a whale on a rowboat with a cane pole, okay? They have the prospect capital, and they have the assets they have the assets to go out there and make a power move. To me, I almost look at it as like the Los Angeles Rams, what the Rams did. But OBJ, Von Miller.
And Eric already said, I mean, it's the top or one of the top farm systems in all of baseball, but can it take another hit? Because all of the premier talent in the top, upper echelon of the farm system is pitching, and pitching is what we need. Why would you want to trade away pitching that's maybe a year or 2 away to get a dude who's going to be around? Yeah, that's that play. Yeah, I mean, we have other dudes like Michael Busch is absolutely crushing the ball right now. There are some other guys, you could maybe move a Jacob Amaya. You could maybe move, I don't know. There's
I just think that this organization has really proven to us that they're pushing all their chips in the middle. Last year, Bauer goes out on admin leave. Kershaw goes down. May goes down. What they do, they trade their top 2 prospects for Trey Turner and Max Scherzer.
And those prospects didn't hurt us at the time.
They really didn't hurt us at the time. I mean, you're seeing how they're able to develop these days, but I think that they're not going to get fleeced. I don't think Andrew Friedman will make a desperate move, but I fully believe that within this organization, I think that to really crystallize this coronation of this era of the Dodgers, you really need that full Monty 162 game World Series that just shuts everyone up. You beat a team like the Yankees or the Astros or the Anaheim Angels or some team like that. I mean, that really just silences all the haters, and then also you add the fact this could be Clayton Kershaw's last year. Trey Turner's most likely, I mean, my gut tells me that they might not get a deal done for him, and you got to take advantage of that talent, and without the starting pitching intact, you're not going to be able to take advantage of. How about a move like Freddie Freeman, who's 32 years old? You need a World Series with Freddie Freeman in the next 2 or 3 years for that move to pay off, in my opinion.
A couple I didn't think of earlier, and 3-4 months ago, offseason me would be real pissed at me right now. Artie Chico, and there was another one mentioning Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke would be a nice addition to the rotation? ? He's having a fine year, 3.5 ERA, over 7 starts. My guy though, give me Rich Hill. I want Rich Hill back. Give me all of the Dick Mountain back in the starting rotation. Rich is having a phenomenal year with Boston, who is out of the hunt real quick in the AL East. He's 1-1, 2.89 ERA over 6 starts. I mean, he's not giving a whole bunch of innings, 28 innings, but he's still a guy who's a dude who can help, and he's been in LA. And my God, if there's anybody that deserves to win a World Series with LA, it's Richie. And you have a guy that can get you that 3, 4, 5 inning start, be an even number 6 starter in a rotation that is built to relieve Walker and Julio of all of the stress that they had to do in 21. We saw what it did, and they can't do that again to kill them in the postseason because it just doesn't work.
No, if you're driving the Rich Hill bandwagon, I'm calling shotgun, okay? Because I don't care if he had a 50 ERA, I would want him back on the Dodgers. And the bottom line is he is still inducing soft contact. Yeah. He's still missing missing barrels.
The prototypical crafty left-hander.
Very crafty. The fastball velo is, one of the worst in the league. But this Dodger, he knows how to go in there and compete on the mound. I think that it would reinvigorate him when you consider the fact that, yes, he's from Massachusetts, but to have another shot at winning another title with the Dodgers.
He'd be very happy to be back in LA.
He'd be extremely excited, especially to right the wrongs of what happened in 2017 and 2018 in the World Series and taking them out early. So
give us some Richie thoughts over there.
Yeah, give your Richie thoughts.
I love Rich Hill. Absolutely love it. Crafty lefty, veteran. I love how much shade he threw at Rob Manfred during the lockout. I'm all for bringing Rich Hill in. And you guys, Rich Hill is the perfect example of, you guys talked about it's too early. there are going to be established starters as these teams realize that they're not contending this year that are going to be on the market. The price for Frankie Montas is so high right now because he's been on the block since 3 years ago. Yeah, so you're going to have these teams, big market teams like the Red Sox, who when they fall out of contention even farther, there's some guys who are going to be on the trade block who we're not even talking about right now because we don't even know that they're on the block yet because the team still thinks they can do it. So there's going to be some other names. I don't think the Nationals were shopping Max Scherzer in April last year. That was not the case. He became available. There are going to be guys who could be legitimate starting rotation pieces who are just not available right now.
How's Strasburg going? Is he back in the league yet, or is he still hurt?
I gotcha.
That's because I saw that name earlier in the chat. He's on the IL right now, and he has not pitched since last year. So. I think
not exactly on the shedding the payroll tip with Steven Strasburg. He's signed through 2026, $245 million over 7.
I was about to say, $35 million a year for a guy that's so injury prone. He's not a guy that you want. Like I said, they're going to want a short-term guy like we saw, Darvish. And yes, it didn't work out. Could have been Verlander. They want guys where they can maintain that flexibility, unless it's a Trey Turner, where it's another extra year, or a Mookie Betts has another extra year, where players they want to sign. I think Manny Machado was the exception, and I think that his dress rehearsal, his dry run with the Dodgers didn't go so well. Yeah. But if he had raked, the Dodgers would have a conversation. Everything's fluid with this organization, no question about it.
Their intent was absolutely to sign him when they traded for him, and then they're like, ooh.
I'm not Johnny Hustle.
Yeah, Johnny Hustle. Yeah, exactly.
Great interview.
Anyways, those are our trade thoughts. We'll be talking about them for several more months. Woo, baseball.